Are we live? Are we live? Let me see something. Let me see something. I don't see nobody. I don't see nothing. So y'all know what it is. I wear every single chain, even when I'm in the house. YouTube's number one comment. It says I'm live. I see two people. Let me see something in the chat. Let me see something. Let me see something. Let me see something. I don't see nobody. Where Miss Bell at? Miss Bell woke up from her nap. Miss Bell said she was falling asleep, so I don't see her. Put something in the chat. Put something in the chat when you come in. Say hello. Say hello. Say something. I don't see nobody, so I'm gonna keep going. Normally I don't start until about the 10-minute mark, making sure people come in the room or whatever and get that going. So we got 4. I don't see nothing. Let me check. I mean, if it's 4 people here, somebody should be saying something. Y'all know about them comments. I need those comments. Say I'm live. I'm falling. Well, I'm gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. Somebody gonna be in here. Let's see. There we go. Pink and cream. Hey Jay. There we go. Can we get some? Can I get one? A1 from day one in the house. It's good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Let's do this. Like I said, we're gonna get started about the 10-minute mark. Try to get everybody to come on through. And this one was a weird one. This one was a weird one. Why was it so weird? They gave us a full hour and 30-minute episode just to hear Shaq's decision. And y'all know I already knew Shaq's decision. So, I definitely got a lot to say about that. I don't know if I got a lot to say about that or I got a lot of notes. It felt like this time I almost did scene by scene for most of them. So that's kind of odd for me, but we're gonna make it do what it do. That's the beauty of lives that they all over the place. And it's always a different type of energy. Who we got? MG by. Hey J Dub, that's me. Hey, how you doing? Let me put some on here. Put everybody in the house. Put them up. Pink and cream say Mavs is tripping. I'm telling you, is Mavs tripping or are we tripping? Because we sit down and watch this every Wednesday for 27 weeks in a row, and this is what we get. It's not getting better, it's getting worse. And I am a firm believer, again, if we're gonna invest our time in something, then I think we need to get better content, demand better content. There's always a way, because guess what? If we stop watching, they ain't got nothing going on. Because I know shows change over time and all of that, but let's go with what the people want. They look like they want drama. They look like they intentionally match people to trigger people, and that's not cool. We want the old days with I can't never remember their name. I know Dougie, and with the little craters on his face, and I forgot his wife's name. We want those days where we trying to work through the hard times but come out on top, and you put people together who gonna work. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if Mavs is tripping or we tripping, because they just giving us any old thing to look at, and I don't appreciate it. And I don't appreciate all these, I guess, after shows or whatever. Maybe they switching it up or something, but we don't want it. I'm speaking for the people. We don't want that. We want some real content. And it's like now they pushing a whole nother narrative. Like, that's so far fetched from what it used to be, and I'm sick of it. I'm really sick of it. So I'm not even gonna bother with them extra 3, whatever. Where are they now after show? I'm waiting for the reunion, of course. That's what it is. But that other stuff, I don't want to know what happened on their dating life. Look who's in the house. Danielle Owens. Yo, hey y'all, we here. Hey Danny, good to see you. Always good to see you. Yeah, like I said, it's just it's been lacking every single season, and like I said, the matches are getting worse and worse. I think they need to, like I said, they need to consult with put a ring on it. They be putting some great dates together. Maybe they can do the same for Married at First Sight. I forgot to ask If you can hear me, put something in the chat. Let me know that my mic sound nice. Check one. Because sometimes, I mean, I feel like I check it, but then when I go back and listen, it might be a little off. So, if y'all say it sound good, let me know something. Turn it up, turn it down. Talk to me. Talk. Let me take a sip of my drink. I'm running low. Gotta get the bartender to give me something to drink. Yes, we hear you. Danny says she hears me. Does it sound nice? Does my mic sound nice? Check one. I know you can hear me. I need that I need to be affirmed like Shaq. I need your support. Support me. Let me know that I sound good or I sound okay or I can do better. Danny, support me in this one. Check two. But I need you to support me. Support me. Hold me up. Let me know I'm doing a good job. I can't do it, but just want to make sure we good. Okay, AW, there you go. That's all I need. AW say I got the thumbs up. We good. We are good. Sounds only okay. Okay. Because I switched mics too, so your mic sounds nice. Check one. Who was that? How I say that? These must be my old glasses. Like it barely works. Misty Pie. I think that's it. If I'm saying it right. I'm just saying your name in here, and I appreciate you stopping by because I know everybody that come through. I'm a small YouTuber, so I knew I know every single person that come through. I touch every single comment. So again, you new in the house, and I appreciate you. Welcome to the Dubs fan. Danny say I'm trying to hold them chains up. I know it's pulling me down. It's pulling me down. It's pulling me down. I'm trying to keep up. Where we at? Where we at in the mark? I don't see my time. Okay, got 7 minutes. So there we go. Look at that. So I always make sure I got to make sure. Not only, because I appreciate everybody that come through. Tammy Talks is in the house. And again, I have to say it special when YouTube content creators come in the house. Because guess what? I got a special shout out them. Why? Because guess what? They could be working on their own content. They just stop by and say hello, get in the chat. You got to appreciate that. Tammy could be working on anything, but she's here with me and us. So I appreciate you, Tammy. If you haven't checked Tammy Talks YouTube out, you missing out. It's so unique and funny, and she does such a wonderful job. One of the hardest working women in these YouTube streets. Yeah, look at that. I know, that's what I'm saying. So coming from me, I know it's tough, and you really be on it, and you be doing all the stuff, Young Rich and African and Bell Collective and all of that. So, and you be doing your like current events. So I know you got stuff to do. That's why I have to send special shout outs to YouTube content creators because it's a real thing, So we appreciate you in here. Appreciate you in here. Is that Cheeky? Hey, J Dub. Hey, I do recognize Cheeky. I just usually see you under another name. I can't remember. YouTube got funny when switching our YouTube handles or whatever. It gets weird because like I'm now it's J Dub 282. I didn't ask for that. I didn't. Danny say, let's talk about that stinking ass Airris trying to rub up on Duchess since he couldn't get Jasmine. Oh, he could have got Jasmine. He didn't want Jasmine. I'm hearing on his YouTube streets, he kind of jumped out there and said he told Jasmine the real reason why he didn't want to jump on her like he was jumping on Duchess. But that's the thing. What's that? Pink Jay, you growing? Please stop speaking negative on the size of your channel. Well, I guess let's say I'm comparing to the channels that are all out there. Like, people got 20, 30, 40, 50. My growth is my growth and it's fine. And again, my growth is nothing without y'all. So if you saying that's negative, I won't be like Nicole and speak negativity. I didn't see it that way, but anything y'all say, I'm gonna take it that way. What Danny say? Lies, all lies. Yes, I agree. Airris isn't trustworthy. So who knows what's the truth and what's going on or whatever the case may be. So the guy's of low character. He's for the streets. He's for the streets. He's for the streets. So we at the 10-minute mark. So whoever ain't here. So let's go ahead and get started because I look like I got enough notes for at least an hour. And let me put that. Look, I need that support like Shaq. Now I know what Shaq means. I need that support. Cheeky said, "You are amazing, Jay." Oh, look at that. Oh, that keeps me going. And I really appreciate any and all y'all coming through and supporting. Like I said, y'all could be it's other lives going on right now, but y'all here with me. So I absolutely appreciate it. 100%. With Tammy talk, speaking words of wisdom, your time will come when it's meant for you. Yes, I'm in no rush. And in real life, I don't feel like place myself in position to have time because you have to dedicate that time to do it. Because people be looking, they be like, what's up? Here we go. Monique King, the queen, is in the building, in the house. Always appreciative to stop through because Monique King is the only person that can be two places at one time. You're gonna see her everywhere, and she's gonna be doing the comments. She might be a moderator. Monique King, I think it's two people. I think it's one is Monique and one is King. I don't know. She got employees that work her channel. I'm the greatest. I am. Oh, that is amazing. That is amazing. I'm with all these compliments. Shaq could use some of them. So, but I'm gonna get started. While we in here. So, Married at First Sight has really done a number on us. And let me stop because I gotta do. Look at that. Hey, we got a new face in the house, Miss Wynn. I appreciate you stopping through and saying hello. Welcome to the Dub fam. Please keep coming back. So yeah, so let's get, like I said, Married at First Sight has done a number on us. And the fact that they made us wait a whole nother part 2 just to get like a 2-3 minute snippet of Shaq making his decision. And it picked up right where that left off. They just kind of backtrack and let Kirsten speak her piece, saying that she would say yes to Shaq. And to me, she didn't hold to her previous statement. Kirsten said that if Shaq says no, she would get up and leave. But I guess she chose the high road in this situation because she ate the rejection and just, I guess, took it on the chin, was a true Southern Tennessee belle about the situation. She didn't get ugly with him. You can see that her face was bothered. Now, granted, I don't know the true feelings behind it. Like, was it the rejection? Was it the embarrassment? Did she really lock into Shaq and wanted to go forward, but I don't know, because this is a very complicated couple. Both of them have brick walls. Both of them, they are the prize, and you got to chase them down and work hard at it and all that kind of stuff. Even though you're going into a voluntary arranged marriage process, it's just the fact that, they didn't have the easiest road because, it was like a tug and pull, push and pull kind of situation. But after Shaq said no, which I predicted, I told y'all what was going to happen. I definitely said that was going to happen. Shaq was going to say no, and he immediately jumped into what I call the victim mode. Everything was about what he didn't get from Kirsten. He just didn't get it. He didn't get it. Let's see what Danny says. Dr. Peppers and Pastor Cal would let her leave. Probably they've been playing our face all season. If that ain't the truth, I don't know, because it does feel like that, like throughout the show, like they are contractually, they have to do certain things and can't leave and do that, like they're captive or whatever to get their money. I can't imagine what that is, but yeah, I wish she would have got up and left. But as I said, Shaq goes into victim mode, and he goes into the thing where he felt like it was a struggle with Kirsten. And I get that in the beginning or whatever the case may be, but just like anything, especially going into the blind of this situation, you don't know how a person's going to react. You could be like, yeah, I'm so open, I'm ready to get married, match me up, but in real life, you don't really know how you're going to react. It's an energy thing. It's an energy thing. Who we got in the house? Samantha. Hey, Samantha. Good to see you. Appreciate you coming through. Welcome to the Dub fam and the live. So, Shaq goes in like he just felt so alone. Kirsten like abandoned him within the marriage, and he felt so alone, and he gave 100% every single day. Now hold up. Shaq gave 100% every single day. Nah, I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all. I didn't see that. That was an issue. It's just the lies and the delusions. Hold up, back up. Let me go because I gotta keep going. Welcome people in the house. Mrs. Smith. Their theme song in the 90s should have been Never Satisfied. I don't know how that go. And I know, and I'm a music guru. What is Never Satisfied? Who sang that? I gotta get it. But then I gotta always highlight, extra highlight on YouTube's content creators, and this is Auntie's advice. And I just got off Auntie's live. I don't know, Auntie got a team working for her. She on this live, and she got a live herself. And as I said, I appreciate each and every one of y'all, but I have to give a special shout out to the YouTube's content creators. Guess what? They could be working on their channel or doing whatever they do because it's a lot of work in doing so. And and again, if you haven't seen Auntie's advice, what are you doing? Listen, I just got off that live maybe, what time is it? I mean, probably 20 minutes ago. And I didn't even want to get off that live to get on my own live. It was so funny. Auntie was going in on Married at First Sight. I missed the comment. Hey, Jay Blake. And we got another. This must be content creator night. August love story. Happy Friday, J Dub. I appreciate you. Again, another content creator, August love story. With Artika and Tommy, a married couple who look like they are the best of friends each and every day. Like they don't even want to hang out with nobody else because they got everything in the room that they need, them, their children. And just it has such an authentic feel to the August love story. Just hearing a husband and wife's view on on the reality shows, as well as they do like a Saturday morning coffee, and I try to catch it every time. I don't know. I can listen to that like each and every Saturday. Well, because it ain't even Saturday, it'll be tomorrow. So I'm gonna try to do my best to catch it because it's wonderful. It's just like they talk about topics in the news. So check out August Love Story channel. Who we got in the house? Tracy B. I can't even finish my review because I gotta acknowledge the people. Y'all coming in the house. I got to say something. Hey, Tracy B, I appreciate you coming through. Love this name. Hot Cocoa Bang Bang. Good to see you in the house. All right, let me get back to my review. And I appreciate everybody coming through. I want to stop. I gotta stop and acknowledge y'all. Because again, without y'all, there is no me. What happened? We're not going live tomorrow, but be back next week. Okay. Well, I'll make sure I'll make it the next week. Okay. So, like I was saying, Shaq is in his delusional mind talking about he didn't gave 100% every day in this marriage. Like, was Shaq giving 100% when he walk in the house and barely speak to Kirsten or whatever? I mean, like, I got like my pet peeves, and that's one of my pet peeves. I don't care who y'all, but if you, my spouse, my significant other, my loved one, you walk in the house and you feel like you can't talk to me or even acknowledge me, guess what? You can even be mad at me, but respect me enough to acknowledge me. To me, that's almost like verbal or non-verbal domestic violence. I treat that serious. I hate that. Like, okay, you mad, but I am still a person, or aren't we still in a relationship? Aren't we still in love? You can't even split your lips to say hello to me. It ain't even got to be the best hello, but show some respect. Most men need respect. So, that is a thing. Write that down if you don't know. Okay, who we got? Tina Bree in the house. Good to see you. I appreciate you coming through. All right, so let me try to get back. But again, I appreciate everybody coming through with this. So like I said, Shaq, he's self-righteous at this point. He did everything he was supposed to do. He forgot that um he had a taping when he said that when he said Kirsten had a brick wall up, and after he took hers down, he put one up too. So to me, that's not giving of yourself 100% every single day. Let me put that up. Let me put that up. Let me put that up. Pink and Cream knows exactly what I'm saying and where I'm at. Respect. Minimally mandatory. Yes, if you ain't got nothing, if you ain't even got no more love in your heart, respect me. Because I'm gonna respect you. So I couldn't have said this better myself. Who we got? Dana Kirk. He's immature and holds grudge like a little old lady. I 100% agree. First time I seen you in the house, Dana Kirk, but I appreciate you coming through. Please keep coming back and welcome to the Dub fam. Look who's in the house. Miss Bell woke up from her nap. Shaq deserved better. So happy he said no. Well, Miss Bell, we got to give you your opinion. You always fighting for the underdog. You always see the good in everybody for the most part. So, you're part of the minority, and that's okay. We disagree on this channel sometimes, and that's okay, but we do it respectfully with love, LOVE. So, like I said, let's keep going. Kirsten really wanted to continue with the marriage because she's saying that it took a little bit more than 8 weeks to kind of get through their thing, and they could have kind of gave it a full chance. And I absolutely agree, because it's got to be different when you don't have cameras in your face 24/7, even taping you when you don't realize you're being recorded or whatever. So yeah, I mean, I get with that. And to me, Kirsten was starting to open up. Now, granted, it wasn't in Shaq's timing. It seemed like everything has to be on Shaq's timing. I need to meet your dad by 4 weeks and 1 day. I need to meet your mom by 3 weeks and 2 days. That kind of feel. And whether it's a married at first sight, arranged marriage, or regular marriage, that's not the attitude to take. You have to be adjustable. You have to be willing to compromise. And it didn't look like there was any compromise in Shaq. It had to be his way or the highway, or he gonna shut down and pout his lips. No, that's not how it works. So but pretty much that was like the exciting build up that we were waiting for. But then like the show just turned into like, where are they now? And I'm like, Married at First Sight, that's not what we wanted to see. We don't want to see a where are they now. We wanted to see decision day, and then the reunion, not all this what they started doing 3 days after. We didn't want that. Nobody asked for that. I don't think we did. So, we see Shaq, and he's clearing out the shared apartment or whatever, and Kirsten is nowhere to be found. And you know what? I don't even blame her. Like, the way Shaq made it all about him, he's the victim. He did everything he was supposed to. She let him down. She abandoned him. No, I'm so glad that she just didn't feel like a need to have a face-to-face conversation. What is there to talk about? You made your decision. You gave up. Okay, and live with that. I don't have nothing else to say to you. But Shaq is on the phone talking to his brother or somebody, who knows who that really was. And Shaq is telling me, well, like, I hope Kirsten doesn't have any hard feelings towards him or whatever. And this is where the Married at First Sight production is golden. So like, he's worried about hard feelings, and they show Kirsten getting her stuff, packing up and leaving. She like, I love that. That made me smile. That gave life to Kirsten, because sometimes she comes off like a little robot or something. And I like to see that, because I want her to feel some kind of way. I want her to feel slighted by Shaq, because he got the nerve to say no, when matter of fact, it was like she opened up. She was trying, and guess what? If Shaq was closed down, he should have said, you know what? My decision day is today. I don't want to do this anymore. You took too long to open up, and now I'm shut down. I want to go back to the Minty Boys. He should have said that if that's what it was. He was dragging it out, and and just playing games with her or whatever. And the flashback. Well, I said the flashback in Shaq's confessional, and I quote, and he was like, going from here. I was like, Shaq, we don't need to see that. I don't have the first thought of what's going on. Shaq, Shaq. I mean, even now the blind people couldn't see what Shaq got going on. They can see it now. It's all over the YouTube streets. Like, wow, I never pictured or caught on to Shaq's mannerism I've never seen a man say, going from here. I've never seen that happen. I've seen a lot of things in my life, but I've never seen that. I've never seen a man do that. But this is the first time. So, yikes. So, we see Kirsten. She's back at her apartment trying to pick up the pieces. Poor Kirsten. She's stressing about starting over or whatever. And, just worrying about the trivial things. I'm used to waking up with a person. I'm used to waking up. I'm used to waking up with a person. I'm used to eating dinner with a person. I'm used to holding hands with a person. Like in real life, that's the thing. When it's like sometimes you can do bad all by yourself. You can, because it's just not worth it. If you got to live with Shaq and put up with his mental abuse and walk in, let me get up and do it. Listen, ladies, I'm for the ladies. I like to give my male perspective and try to teach and open my eyes. If your husband ever come in a house like this, and he don't speak to you, I need you to pack your things the next day while he at work. Take off of your job, pack everything up, and get out fast. If your husband flip-flopping in the house and ain't speaking to you, and he don't want none of your salmon and broccoli, and he just acting all nasty, it don't get no better from there. Get out and get out fast. Get out fast, because that ain't right. That's not what a husband does. All husbands aren't the same, but if your husband do that, it's time to get out of that marriage. I'm telling you, you dump him and you dump him fast. So it needed to be said. It needed to be said. So like I said, Kirsten's trying to pick up the pieces, and she's just trying to get over being dumped by Shaq. And at this point, she's telling her friend that she's willing to settle for a partner, a co-parent. She's losing her mind. I mean, like she just got divorced or they just broke up. And now she just wants like, I just need somebody. I need a man. I need a baby. And her friend talked her out of it like, nah, we're not going to do that. we're not going to do that. I scream, you made my bottom Jasmine click. Onto your bottoms don't look like Jasmine. You would straighten that out. Yeah, but yeah, it was just crazy. It was just getting worse and worse. Like I said, it's all about Shaq. He didn't embarrass this woman. He humiliated this woman. And at this point, what are we doing here? Is this the Shaq show? Is he the victim? Has he been done so wrong? I just hate the narrative. He really pushing that. Like, he's been so victimized in this situation. And that kind of bothers me. It bothers me a lot. We doing that. So, Shaq, he's back at the gym, as he said. He pretty much blamed, again, not going to the gym on Kirsten at this point. He's like, I didn't really have time because I was I was just focusing so much on the marriage. And I'm thinking like, really? Like Shaq don't know that they got cameras in that shared apartment. Again, he's stomping through the house, not talking, coming in at 12:17 a.m. on a Wednesday night after being after being with the mentees. And who are you fooling, Shaq? You didn't put everything into the marriage. You even admitted to yourself that Kirsten wants to sit up all night and talk until 3 a.m. Now, granted, if you got to go to work, yeah, that could be a bit much, but he should have been excited to get to know her. And he like, well, it's not much more I need, to talk about to get to know you. I'm like, Shaq is playing and has been playing in our faces. Whatever happened, it wasn't never going to work. It wasn't going to work at all. And he's just, again, he's been the victim the whole time. When they was doing the decision day, I thought that the little Minty boys were gonna run out the rusty barn or whatever and hold him and just get him a hug and give Kirsten the dirty looks or whatever, about messing with their male figure or whatever. But so Shaq is back in the gym. Kirsten's been holding him back the whole time, so I guess that's why he's back to looking flabby or whatever. But he wanted to do the box and Shaq in there like this. Getting his gym on and wrestling with sweaty men's. He's in his element. Shaq was doing a good job. When he got down on that ground, he locked them legs around that man and choking him and wrestling. Shaq and Airris are probably into the same things. I'm telling you, being thrown to the ground and beaten and handcuffed and being choked out. Something's going on. Something is going on. But Shaq is back in his element because Kirsten kept him from it. So finally, Shaq is getting the support that he needs from his friends. His friend Christian got the dangling cross earring, and apparently they go to the same eyebrow place to get lined up or whatever and get thickened up and all that kind of stuff. And his friend Tasha comes over along as well. Now, to me, Shaq has turned into a low-key Airris. And when I say that, in that sense, it's like he has to tell a story. Like, it wasn't, it just wasn't there for me. Like when I came home, I didn't get excited about her. It just wasn't there. I wanted to get excited or whatever. It just wasn't there. So he ain't feeling Kirsten this whole time. But the whole time he was trying to win her over or whatever. But you could tell that he was staying out late. You could see when she was asleep on the couch or she coming late, again, he mad because she up or whatever. He was avoiding her. He didn't like her. He didn't want to marry her. I'm just thinking, like, why didn't Shaq just like rent out a 3-story house and just move all the Minty boys in it? I mean, they would just have a good time and a great time. Because again, Kirsten is keeping him from what he loves, again, on the weekend while he's failing school and class, because he has this great life. I'm doing so well in school. I have a great job, but you're failing, but you're in student debt. You can't buy a house, none of that stuff, but you're the ideal husband candidate looking for a wife and some children. No, he living in the world. He living in a fantasy land. And at this point, how could Kirsten even compete with the Minty boys? It just don't work. And it don't look like Kirsten can do a high kick, because I told y'all during the week they have their theme parties with the costumes, high kicks, and glow sticks on the college campus or whatever. And who can compete with that? And Shaq need to look. If Shaq, me and you could be partners, you could throw high kicks and glow sticks around all the college campuses for all the young men's special men's group who want to do that during the week. We will make a ton of money. When I get off this video, I'm a patent high kicks and glow sticks. So Shaq, I'm gonna approach you and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do a partnership or whatever. And it's just the fact that, again, Shaq wants to paint a picture that he has such a great life, that he's done with Kirsten, and I'm not buying it. So he can live his TV life all he wants. Let's go on to the next people. I feel like I've been on them forever. We're gonna go to the most important. Let's get on over to Airris and Jasmine. So at this point, we see Airris and Jasmine, they're having what I would call a closure conversation. at their, at the shared apartment. They packing all their stuff at. But I'm gonna say like this: either Jasmine is a glutton for punishment, or she has the patience of a saint. Because at this point, when you have a conversation with Airris, you got to give it about 2 to 3 minutes. Airris is either going to say something really stupid or really offensive. And at this point, when does it get to be too much? And he just never fails. It never fails. Jasmine said like she's a bit sad, about leaving the life, because it was really starting to feel like home. I don't know how. I guess anything is better than living with your parents and 13 dogs. I don't know, but she says it was feeling like home. And so emotionally unintelligent Airris, he has to repeat what Jazz said. Like, yeah, it was feeling like home. And, sometimes I started to see the neighbors in the hallway, and I sometimes see the people in the gym, and like Airris always talks about like dumb stuff, and he doesn't feel like he's starting over. He doesn't feel like he's starting over at all. And Jasmine has to remind him or tell him, like, yeah, you are starting over, even though it's been 8 weeks, but you're no longer going to be married. And that's a change. That's a shift. That's something different. And you can tell Airris is disconnected from that. Like, he doesn't believe that was anything. I think Airris's mind and body and heart has always been in the streets. I don't think he ever considered Jasmine as his wife. And again, knowing what I know now, I always talk about how he looks on the ground all the time and he can't ever give Jasmine eye contact unless he's talking about an orgy or something. It's the fact that somebody's socially awkward, especially if they aren't connected or close to a person, that being married to a stranger will be a difficult task. And especially because he is not connected to her in any shape, fashion, or form. He's playing a role just like Shaq was. And again, he has the right not to be attracted to Jasmine. Again, I bite down on my mouth every time I see that bottom row sometimes. It's a lot. It's a lot. And granted, Jasmine got, $3,000 to $5,000 puppies walking around individually. And Invisalign could have straightened that all out or made it better, or some braces or whatever. Yeah, it's about priorities. Jasmine was living with her parents. She could have got that Invisalign or the braces, but okay, I don't really give Airris the credit or saying like he really spoke up on what he did not like, because who can trust Airris? Who knows what's really the truth or what's going on about him? So we learned that Airris now, he wants some visitation time with Jasmine dog Duchess, and he doesn't want to pick the dog up. He wants to just visit the dog and see how it goes. Just looking at Airris, he looks like a deadbeat dad. He got deadbeat dad written all over him, 100%. It's just like that. You don't want to promise too much to the kid. Like, I'm not going to come get you. I'm going to come see you on the porch. Wait for me. I'm going to be there, but I ain't going to guarantee how long I'm going to stay. I ain't taking you with me. Yeah. I don't even know why Jasmine even allows this or even entertain it. She should just say like, well, hey, you don't want to be involved with me. You don't think I'm worthy. Then, my dog, we going our separate ways, including Duchess. This is a good question. Let's bring this up. Auntie's advice say, what do you think is the deal with him? Airris, in my opinion, as Auntie say, because y'all know that's Auntie's advice, coin phrase, but I have to say it. I love it. It clears the air out. It puts you in a box and isolates you and says, I have a right to my opinion, even though we disagree. In my opinion, Auntie, I don't think Airris he's not even close to being ready for a relationship other than a marriage. So he's going to sabotage, even if Jasmine was ready. He is not ready to take on that type of commitment at all with anybody. Now he's down for some orgies. He's down for that, but when he has to be vulnerable, when he has to be committed, be responsible, that's way too much for him. Airris emotionally is probably the age whenever his father passed away or whatever. He's probably still right there. So he's going to collect his tennis shoes. And again, I used to be a big old Jordan collector, so I'm not knocking that, but I'm just saying it doesn't seem as much, he doesn't have so much substance going on or whatever. So yeah, I think he has an alternative lifestyle that you cannot show on primetime TV, and it doesn't involve a traditional marriage. I don't think any woman can satisfy that. And again, I think him and Shaq made me into some of the same things, even though he likes women. Now, granted, nothing is wrong with that. To each his own. Your choice is your choice, but it becomes fraudulent when you get up on a stage and say, I want to marry one woman, be with her. And that goes for Airris and Shaq. It's fraudulent when those deep down aren't your intentions. So, what Tracy B said, Airris would be happy with an aggressive freak. Could be, she got to be a dominatrix. She got the whips, the chains, the hot candles, and burn him with an iron and all that kind of stuff because he's not worthy. He don't think much of himself. He need those beatings, and he need his gooch tickled with a feather. He need all of that, and somebody who wants to do all of that. Tina Bree. This guy was so hard to read. Yes, he had a personality as much as a can of paint. They were a really bad match. No true words spoken. Yes, I mean, I don't know how people connect or gravitate towards Airris at all. And the thing is, here we go. Here we go. Another comment. I'm loving this. It's kind of changing my flow, but we're gonna go with the flow. We're gonna go with the flow. Miss Bell said, I knew that what she want. I think she said it wasn't Airris' house. Such a liar and a fraud. 100%, Miss Bell. For all the Airris supporters, Airris is such a successful. I'm gonna answer Daddy's. I'm gonna answer Daddy's question in a minute. This is funny. He's a successful software developer. 1 minute he is in an apartment because they forget we see stuff. He was in an apartment with an empty closet with his stuff on the floor of the closet, nothing hung up. Nobody lives like that when they're in there, even if they have a room. They don't just leave their stuff in a suitcase and have one shirt hanging up. I won't believe that. Maybe he was packing. No. I knew something was up then. Then they showed us Airris got a whole setup. He got a little 3,000-foot colonial. He got a little exercise room in there, his little meditation room and going on. No. Airris supporters, your boy is a fraud. Your boy is living like Lyndon on Ready to Love. He got a roommate when he ready to be married, when he ready to get married. And it doesn't, and we meet his roommate. His roommate is Cheese. And Cheese was pouring drinks behind his bar. You could tell the way Cheese was pouring them drinks. That was Cheese house. Airris lives with Cheese. They just didn't tape him while he was in there. But I'm gonna keep going. But I gotta answer this because I'm for the people. Danielle Owens, aka Danny, says, "What the is a gooch, man?" Okay, if you don't know, Danny, I'm gonna do an educational thing for what a gooch is. A gooch is the piece of meat. It could be a man or a woman in between the butt and that little piece of meat. So he want that part tickled. So that means he want his legs up while they tickling. With Jasmine is tickling the gooch and probably putting fire on it and pinching it with tweezers. That's what a gooch is, and that's what gets Airris going. So you can't tell me this man don't be having his legs in the air. Yikes. So let me continue if I can. I don't even know how I can. That everything should cut off after I said all of that. But yeah, let's go back. I don't even know where I lost. I lost. But yeah, like I said, Airris is a successful software developer, but he lives with his roommate. I'm about to call his roommate Gooch, his roommate Cheese, and Cheese is pouring drinks at his bar, and while Airris lives with Cheese, and I guess I don't know if his girlfriend lives there, and Airris is wanting Cheese's girlfriend to hook him up with all her friends. And she like, oh yeah, I mean, Airris, my friends love you. Ain't gonna be no problem, whatever. So what you trying to do? What you like? Airris say, I like them short. I like them tall. I like them dark. I like them light. I like them thick. I like them skinny. I like them old. I like them young. I like them. I'm surprised he just started naming names like DMX. There was Brenda, Tamika, Linda, Felicia, Dawn, LaShawn, Inez, and Alicia. I thought he was going to do all that. So Airris likes anything. And why does Airris like anything? Airris just wants to play. He probably want to get two of them together so they can have a threesome mini orgy. Maybe it's with Cheese and his girlfriend. I don't know. Allegedly, I don't know. But Airris don't care. But he was not attracted to Jasmine. Why? I ain't even gonna say it. I'm just gonna do like that. Do the Flavor Flav. I'm gonna do that. Yeah. So, like I said, he could have gave Jasmine a chance. She does a professional cheerleading thing she got going on. She's a breeder of expensive puppies. He could have talked her into it. He could have made half of the payments on the Invisalign for her or the braces. It wasn't a thing. She's a wife who wanted to try. But guess what? Airris wouldn't even be happy with nobody. He wouldn't have been happy with Kirsten. Nobody. He's not happy with commitment. He wants to play. He wants to play. It's not real. His life is fake and fraud. He's this Mr. Zen, Mr. Temple, Mr. I don't know. I need you to serve me. But he lives with Cheese, maybe his girlfriend. Maybe they tickle each other gooches. I don't know. But he's not what he seemed. And I never thought much of him. So I'm not surprised. But let me finish up with Jasmine, because we do have another star to show, and I wish we could have kind of saw her early in the season. Who I'm talking about? I'm talking about Jasmine's Aunt Pat. And just looking at, we see that Jasmine's at her parents' house. Am I the only one who wants to update on Jasmine's 13 puppies? Have they sold some of them? Did they hang around each other and make more puppies? And she got 20 puppies? I don't know. I want to see it. But anyway, let's go to Aunt Pat, because Aunt Pat like stole this scene or whatever. And, she was just really having a real deal conversation with Jasmine, which is like very needed. Aunt Pat she broke Airris down like in 2 minutes or whatever. She flat out said like, hey, he didn't want to try. He didn't want to be married. We consider him family. He was family, but he was playing with you or whatever. He's just fake. And basically, Aunt Pat said what I've been saying a long time ago. This could be Airris or anybody else on any reality TV show. If you are 39 and a half years old and you've never been in love, no matter what you think, where's auntie advice? In my opinion, you suspect. And that suspect means I'm looking side eye at you. Like you haven't came across a significant relationship in some kind of way where, you've had some type of connection where, like, I mean, even if you don't even know what love is, like, I think I was in love. I was something for that person. I was so connected and I gravitated and I wanted this person. We didn't get none of that. No. 39 and a half years old. I've never been in love. I don't know what love is and what it look like, what it smell like, what it tastes like. No, something's wrong with you. It's an issue. It's you. Let me send a shout out to Alice the Great. I finally was able to catch it live. Sorry I forgot and I didn't make it in the beginning, but hey fam, Alice the Great, you always appreciate when you coming through. Better late than never, but never late is better. We can always watch it back. If you just caught the last seconds, I'm glad you're here. Let's keep going on. Now let me put this on. Let me put this on. Auntie's advice: cheese dip. I keep the glow stick. Oh, I need that cheese dip. Cheese dip. He want to dip the feather in cheese on his gooch. She over here crying. Thank you, Auntie. The 1999 super chat. I forgot my other chain that Miss Bell bought me with her super chat. So with Auntie's 1999, I'm gonna get me another drink. But thank you so much. You didn't have to. I'm so glad you did. Yep, they cracking up. Auntie, cheese dip, high kipped, and glow sticks tour. Yes, absolutely. That is a winner all around the country because they are, believe it or not, there are many, many, many special men's group in college. A lot of them. I ain't been in college in a long time, but I know that there are a lot of special men's group in college. It would be a hit. Shirts off, high kicks, glow sticks, costumes, mask, cheese dip for the refreshments. 100%. It would make millions. So anyway, where was that? Like I said, Aunt Pat read Airris down. She told it like it was and just let them know that Airris is faking. And why in the hell does Airris need to meet with Duchess? She like, Duchess don't like him. She only got with him because he was with he was with her mama. That was it. Like, everybody need an Aunt Pat, the voice of reason. Somebody gonna talk sense to him. Somebody gonna give it to him straight, not hurting their feelings, but giving it to them straight. So yeah. At this point, what can I say? What can I say? Let's go on to the next one. I think I've exhausted. And now, the further we go, the less notes I have, because the other ones were like not as exciting. So everywhere we go, it's going to get less and less. So let's go. Who are we going to next? Who are we going to next? Let's do it right now. Let's go to Clint and Gina. Clint and Gina. Clint and Gina. Let me address Miss Bell, because even if it ain't agreed, whatever Miss Bell says is important. It's always got to be, because she is the #1 commenter on this channel. I promise you. Without Miss Bell, she keep the comments going. Miss Bell follows the assignment and exceeds the assignment each and every time she touch the comment section. So for me, Airris was the worst Married at First Sight husband, and Kirsten was the worst wife in my opinion. No, Miss Bell, that's your opinion. In your opinion, I don't know how you can see Kirsten was the worst wife. I'm sure we had a worse wife, and Airris could be to me, in my opinion, it could be in the top 3. Because what about Chris? What about that line dude on the DC one? What about? I mean, it's some. What about the dude with the fro hawk? I can't even remember. I want to forget his name. All them people. Somebody put it in the chat. I can't remember. I want to forget him. But in my opinion, there's worse. So let me send a shout out, Auntie Roro. Hey, my YouTube nephew. I just got off actually Arby's live watch. Yes, Auntie Roro. You need an auntie like Roro. You know, like how Shaq needs support. Auntie Roro, for real, always shows support whenever she can, even though she's busy doing her lives with actually Aubrey. You know, she's always there. But let's get back to who we going back to. We are going back to Clint and Gina. Let's touch on Clint and Gina. Now, Clint and Gina, they're back at their shared apartment. Let me stop for a second. There we go. Chris was the worst. Right. I mean, yeah, let's go there. Hot cocoa, bang, bang. I mean, we can run that down real quick. Like what? Chris actually, I got to give Airris some credit. He didn't sleep with Jasmine, even though he wasn't attracted to her. Chris did that. And then I got a baby on the way, and I just found out, and we know that was a lie, and he was gaslighting her, and he was aggressive with the other women and all. I mean, yeah, I don't. Yeah, Chris might be the worst in history, in my opinion. So yeah, there's definitely worse husbands than Airris, I think. Not is it Airris? Yeah, okay. Airris. So going back where I'm at. I lost. I was trying to get back. All right. We're going to Clint and Gina. So with Clint and Gina, it wasn't like a hard breakup because it was more like two roommates going their separate ways after the lease expired or whatever. And I'm gonna say Clint and Gina has something going on that's so unique to Married at First Sight. I don't think it was a good idea, but they know what they were doing. Married at First Sight does too much research on their people to make this kind of mistake or oversight. They're going in separate ways, but they actually still live in the same high-rise building. Now that is like really, 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 really weird. Like, I don't know how you break up with your ex, but y'all live in the same building. Y'all got to see each other and deal with each other. No, that's a mistake. Married at First Sight should have never done that. What Auntie Roro for real say? Clint was trying to make it work after the gingery features and more slender comments, but that was a wrap for Gina. Absolutely. I got to agree with that. Gina was done. Gina has body issues. So when you say that, you say anything about her body, unless you say it's banging, she done with you because she already has those insecurities. And you better not talk about, that she looks like SpongeBob SquarePants. That's how Clint feel. But guess what? Clint liked Gina. Clint was attracted to Gina. I know he said he wasn't. That's the save face. He was attracted to her. He wanted a wife. Clint is 41 and a half years old. He's ready to have some children. He's ready to get along. He wanted to, I guess, build the marriage on friendship. And that was okay. And he loved her dog. That was all he needed. He don't care. He cooking for her. He entertaining her friends. Clint was all in. Gina did him dirty, but she has the right not to like him, but she dragged him, she played him, and she made excuses. It's like, we got to understand, like, Gina wasn't a willing participant in this process. They had to make her move in with Clint. Like, Pastor Cal had to put his foot down. Like, that's not how that's work. Like, you don't get to not move in an apartment and you think we still going, I don't know. Let me see. AW says, how could you tell Clint was attracted to Gina? I could tell in his movements. Now, Gina would diminish like what Clint had going on. Like, oh, he cooked catfish for everybody. Oh, he cooked food for everybody like he did at the retreat and all of that. You could see that Clint was doing those things out of love. I could see that. You ever see when somebody's trying, when you see a little kid, they might not be the best basketball, football player, but you can see they're giving their best effort. And that's what Clint was doing. He enjoyed that. He enjoyed having a wife around. He was the best Clint he could be. Granted, Clint is not for Gina. She don't like him. And a lot of times Clint shows up or shows the world the reason why Gina doesn't like him, with the quirkiness, with the off-putting comments. Now, I didn't have a problem with it. I think Clint is the best husband on this cast, but I could see how that would rub somebody the wrong way. And even going to, everybody don't have that kind of sense of humor, or they don't take to it. When they was at the retreat and Clint mentioned in front of all the couples, 2 of the 3 couples aren't having sex, and you ask married people who are not having sex, so where's the craziest and freakiest place you ever had sex? No. Read the room. No. You don't do that. Nothing good could have came from those answers and those questions. I promise you. You got to be a little more intelligent than that. And it's a thing. And deep down, guess what? No judgment. Clint got a little Airris in him. He might be the white Airris, where he had sex with somebody 13 days prior to going in the decision, even though they told you was going to be married. You got to get one off before you go in. He had over 60 partners and he wanted to share that with us. That's a little Airris-ish. It's a little bit Airris-ish. But I'm going to get back to it. At this point, like I said, Clint and Gina, they live in the same apartment building. Clint could have just got the Toyota pickup truck. Him and Gina could have rolled over, including I forgot the dog name, him, and got all that stuff and go back. But it's just, again, I still can't get with that. They actually pick somebody who lives in the same building. That is like weird. What if it don't go well? What if somebody starts stalking somebody? What if somebody who can't let go? I don't like it. 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 But I'm gonna say one good thing came out of it. When Clint said, like, hey, I lost a wife, but hey, I got me a four-legged friend. He is so head over heels for Hank. And their co-parent situation is going so well. Like Gene, like, hey, I'm really getting ready to go on a vacation with my real boo. So why don't you go ahead and watch Hank? He like, I thought you never had. See how that go? They got no problem with custody or whatever. She's like, long as he bring them back or whatever, it's all good. So, I mean, that works. That works. That's what Clint wants. Granted, he doesn't have to offer Gina $10K for her dog. He could just go holler at Jasmine, get one of those little mini doodles or whatever, and it won't be as big as Hank for half the price. And you got all the years on the dog, but Clint won her dog. So at this point, what I'm about to say, at this point, Clint is talking to his sister, and all in all, it sounds like he's getting desperate like Kirsten is. At this point, at the age of 41 and a half, he need to recheck all the great ladies that he let go because he's learned so much from the marriage. He ready to spin the block. He ready to open up his little black book and say, who could I have really made it with? Who could I had a family with? Because I guess he feels like he's running out of time. So, yeah, he's in the same spot. So, we see Gina. She's back on the 15th floor at her high-rise apartment. And, it really must be in the clouds. The 15th floor must be so high because Gina is absolutely delusional. She tells us that she is absolutely so ready for marriage. I'm like, when and where? When do we see that? Gina was closed off. Gina wasn't honest. Nothing about Gina says I'm ready because she's open for marriage. Guess what? Gina is already married. She's married to that salon. She's opening a brand new business. When is she going to have time to grow a marriage and work her hair stuff? Marcy Robbins is in the house. Good to see. Let me see what you got to say. Don't worry about Clint. His DMs are probably blowing up. Those questions were producer supply. 100%, because there are going to be a lot of women who actually enjoy Clint's quirky sense of humor. Clint likes to cook. Clint is going to be nice to your friends. Anybody come in the room that's important to you is going to be important to Clint. He's going to do what it takes. He's a great communicator. He's a great listener. What more do you want? You don't like his hair? It looked like a gingery, whatever. Cut it down a little bit or tell him to style it. I don't know, but yeah, it's an 80-20 thing. You're not going to get everything that you want. Yes, Clint would make somebody a great husband. I don't think he's going to have no problem. What Alice D. Gray says. I think the 10K comment for Hank was just him running his mouth and probably produce and induce. I don't know. I think, in my opinion, I think Clint really offered that money because he needed something like an exorbitant amount of money to kind of make Gina pull away from the dog, because again, that's like a family member to her. That's like her kid. It's like, hey, I like your kid. Let me buy your kid from you real quick. Let me get that up off. I got 10K. Maybe you should offer 15 or 20. Maybe it might have worked. I don't know. But that's the thing. But like I said, Gina's delusional. She's the perfect wife. She's ready to go in. She's ready to be married. And she didn't waste any time dogging Clint out to like her sister or whatever. The flashbacks did show Clint's class clown personality. She like, oh, he's bizarre and it's so off. And because Clint do start talking about the hair washing bowl is a bidet and all that kind of stuff. It's a thing. So again, that's not everybody's taste, but I think you can work with that. But she don't like Clint. It's a thing. She don't like gingers, those gingery features and that pale skin or whatever. So I don't really got much to say about them. And speaking of not much to say, we only got one couple left, and I really don't have enough really to say about them. I got like little talking points or whatever. So it's so little notes or talking points that I have to even just incorporate another scene to even make this relevant. Because we got to touch everybody. We got to touch everybody except Mac and Don. I refuse to do a segment on Mac and Don. They're gone. RIP. It's over. Decision day has been made. Why am I even looking at them? They're gone. But Married at First Sight, they on some other stuff. So we're going to get into that. So Nicole and Chris, they're at, I guess, his apartment. And I guess Nicole has harassed and begged and browbeat Chris into getting a lease somewhere where he can take their 3 dogs. And apparently it wasn't such a tough thing to do. Apparently, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I read into it, that they got a new apartment, I guess, where Chris lives. I guess it's bigger, for 3 dogs. I don't think she was signing a new lease to put her on his lease. I don't think that was the case. So I'm gonna take it as that they get a new apartment. It just ain't ready yet or something, and they got to put down a deposit. So they got a new lease on life. 3 dogs. They're happy, and they celebrate with some Uber Eats, some food to go, and they discuss, splitting the bills or whatever. And in every segment of life, let's see. Miss Bell says Nicole is the best. Without this season, it would have been boring. I don't know, Miss Bell. Nicole comes off a little neurotic, insecure, a little self-sabotagey. But if you call that entertaining, to each his own. We're always together, even when we're apart, when we disagree with stuff. We're still there. But yeah. They got together and they're discussing, splitting the bills. And Nicole, to me, is always annoying in some kind of way. Nicole's like, we're married. Let's do the thing where the successful setup is like, hey, we got a separate account. We're going to put all our money that pay our bills and put it together. And Chris like, nah, I'm going to pay it. Just give me the money off one of them apps. Cash App me, Venmo me, do something. And in Nicole's confession, like, well, Chris is going to realize that this isn't the best way, and that, he's going to get tired of me Venmo me, Cash App. She's probably going to withhold payments just to throw it off so he can say, you know what, I keep forgetting. I'd rather just have a direct deposit, because she wants things her way. But a lot of times she doesn't speak up for herself or say exactly what she wants or what she needs. I'm going to say that when she claims to be so forward and direct. And a lot of times she's not. And a lot of times she's in her head. And a lot of times, she's insane to me, in my opinion. But, it's just a note. Granted, pet lovers out there, I hope y'all don't do what Nicole and Chris do when it's time to eat, especially on a low-laying table. You got your food out, you got your drink out, and your dogs in your face like this. over your food. I mean, like, that's like letting your kids run on top of your bed and your kitchen table and your couch. Like, get them dogs away from your food. They shouldn't even feel comfortable coming over there. Like, if y'all don't get somewhere on my food and my drink, that's disgusting. Do you know what dogs eat? Okay. And it ain't just dog food, but let me keep going. So Chris and Nicole, they're meeting with the whole gang. And when I say the whole gang, that includes Mac and Dom. They had a bar, whatever. It's like, I don't know, a axe murdering bar or something. Got all these axes around. I wouldn't want that hanging over my head. I don't care if they are secure. But, Nicole is the self-deemed moderator in the situation. And she wants to know how the group is going. And her assistant is actually Clint. And listening to Mac, he reminds me of why Dom divorced him on the spot. When he found out she got a dog, you're like, oh my gosh. I mean, Dom's got a dog. She works 9 to 5. She likes to travel. She likes to go to the club. She only buys a little bag of dog food instead of a big bag of dog food. Oh, I feel sorry for that dog. I'm like, Mac. I mean, for real. Like, live your life. Live your life. I mean, that's all I can tell. But, they go around the room wondering about what's going on with the couples. And they ask Jasmine and Airris. And, they got to give the politically correct answers. I think they memorize their answers in agreement, because they got to look at each other and stuff like, yeah, that's what we should say. That's what you say. Like Jazz was like, yeah, we have a great foundation. We're the best of friends. I'm like, who are y'all talking about? You're not talking about Jasmine and Airris. There's no way. Great foundation, best of friends, having a great time. When does that happen? I missed those episodes. Granted, I might have missed some episodes. I never saw that. And, because Airris is in agreement with it. He's like, yeah, I could have put it better myself. You're like, yeah, you're trying to paint a narrative and it's phony and it's not real. And y'all not great friends. I don't even think y'all friends at all. And you don't even like this girl. You don't like being around her. You don't like to talk to her. You don't like what she's about. You don't like her. It's just that plain and simple. So Clint and Gina, they ask what's going on with them, and Clint has to give that bizarre type of personality, like, you know what? Me and Gina are renewing our vows. No, Clint. Everybody, I'm starting not like that little dumb class clown, bizarre personality. Why everything got to be a joke? Why? At this point. So Nicole and Chris, of course, they said yes. They're the couple goals. They're what everybody's shooting for in this married at first sight situation. Even though, in my opinion, they're like the most toxic out of all of them for real. And granted, I don't think they're going to stay long term. Do I think Nicole's in it to win it? No matter how crazy she is, if Chris got a locker in a closet or whatever, she's in it forever, no matter what's going down, no matter how it happens. If she got to live in the closet with just her and her dog in Chris's apartment, she's going to do it to stay married. But Chris is going to get tired of her. Chris is going to lose all his hair and jump out the window. It's just too much. So they wanted to know with Shaq and Kirsten, what was going on with them. And, Shaq was being Shaq. It's all about him. He's the victim. He's done wrong. And he made it known that he was the one who said no. And you can see in Kirsten, she's like really checked out. I do believe that she's processing something. Again, whether she's processing embarrassments or humiliation, or, hey, I'm a slow mover and I finally open up to you and you drop me like a bad habit and that hurt me. He turned a good girl bad. I don't know. Something is there. She's bothered. Whether she wanted to stay married for the wrong or right reasons, she wanted to stay married. And you can tell that she is processing. And like from here, the conversation just gets worse and worse and worse. And why I say that, um, uh, Jasmine had brought up like, hey, I know y'all said no, whatever, but do you might just think that the door could still be open? And, you know, crazy enough, Shaq believes in his mind that it actually is a door still open, thinking that like, hey, we just need a time apart to process, and we need we need to just think this through, and maybe we can be together. You never know. God might put us together. And I'm like, no, Shaq, you crushed that lady. That lady finally opened up to you. He finally opened up to you. She told you first. She like, hey, 8 weeks is not enough to see if we're going to work. I'm not saying you're going to stay with me, but let's just see what happens. Why couldn't he take her up on that? You know why? Because Kirsten cannot compete with the Minty boys. You can't compete with that when that's what you want, when that's what you desire. You can't compete with it. You can't compete with it. He don't want her. He's struggling internally. Like he said, he's battling demons. And at one point, he wanted to unalive himself. He's struggling with something. According to him, he's got a great life, great job. He's great schooling. He's doing his PhD. Everything is great, 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 great. But I don't see that. I see unhappiness. I see unsureness. I see internal battles. That's what I see. I don't see none of that. But I am so glad that Kirsten said her piece and was like, you know what? Shaq had his chance. The door was wide open. He could have did what he want with the door. I put myself out there in front for him to be with me, to even try, not even guarantee me a marriage. Not even guarantee a marriage. Let's see what happens. But no, Shaq can't do it. He's so alone. She abandoned him. She didn't want to go sit in the Best Western at Murfreesboro, Tennessee, when she could have been selling houses. And then when we find out that Shaq admitted that he didn't properly ask Kirsten to come on a trip, he was very nonchalant about it and wishy-washy about it. But then you're going to hold her to that she abandoned you and you weren't there when she needed you, and you didn't rub on his back or bald head when he failed his test because he was out on a Wednesday night until 12:17 with the Minty boys doing the high kicks and glow stick weekly party. I hope and pray that Kirsten sticks with her decision to leave Shaq alone. Don't have no conversations. They don't have no dog together or nothing. Leave him where he's at. He don't deserve you, Kirsten. He's selfish. He's self-centered. Everything got to be done on his way, his time. Why you ain't let me meet your father after 2 weeks and 1 day? Why didn't you kiss me after 2 weeks and 2 days? Why you keep making salmon and broccoli? Nothing is right. He's Mr. 100% that don't speak to you when he comes in the house. And don't share nothing with you when he got a new job, but he don't want to talk to you about it. I'm done. I'm just done. But the worst part of this conversation, let me get to the worst part. If you think it could get worse, it got worse. Nicole, the moderator, elected to matchmake, if you will, Gina and Mac talking about like, hey, you want to get some coffee or you want to do something? Dawn was already gone. She's like, I gotta go get my puppy because Mac said I'm a bad puppy mom or whatever. But she matchmake them at the table with Clint right there. Another reason, Clint is a classy act. Even though you don't care about Gina, I guess, that still could be sensitive. That was very insensitive of Nicole to do that in front of Clint. I like this. Let me read this. I like this. Let me catch this before it go away. Tracy B says Nicole disrespected Clint and somebody should have checked her since her wimp for a husband didn't. Now, you know what? We're never banking on Get Along Chris to check anybody. However, that's a great point. Remember Clint and Gina called Chris a labradoodle, a golden retriever. Guess what? Okay, you want to be a classy act? You got a right to step to Nicole and say, look, what you're doing, I think is insensitive. Me and Gina ain't been broke up for 24 hours. Why would you do this now? Why would you do this? You know, they say never let you see him sweat, but in a sense, I would have liked to saw Clint speak up for himself because clearly he was bothered and he had every right to be bothered, even though there's no chance for him and Gina. That was awkward. He wanted that lady in real life. That's a problem. That's a problem. So, yeah, I felt terrible for Clint, but I wanted him to time, because remember, I wanted him not to be a labradoodle or a puppy, but it was his choice. I wanted to see him at least walk away from the table. No, I don't, because that reminded me of Shaq. You pout from the table. I can just walk off. No, I don't want that. He should have said something to her because we cannot depend on Chris to say anything to Nicole. Chris is going to internalize every single thing, but talk about it in his confessionals. What happens when there is no confession? I guess he's going to talk to his friends about how bad of a wife Nicole is or how unbearable she is. He's going to get tired of her. He's going to get tired of her. He's Auntie Roro Frill said, what? Salmon and broccoli is a healthy meal. Throw a sweet potato on the side. You got something to taste. I know. But Shaq, when Kirsten asked Shaq, do you want some salmon and broccoli? Like, no, I don't want no salmon and broccoli. Me and the Minty boys had chicken fingers and fries. He didn't want it. He don't want Kirsten's marital cooking. He don't want it. He don't want it at all. So, yeah, pretty much that was it. And again, they keep going with this narrative, how what we're doing, where are they now kind of situation. And we didn't ask for this. This is supposed to be the decision day. We didn't sign up for none of this. We didn't sign up for it. The people don't want it. I'm speaking for the people. We don't want it. We don't want it. Can I say it again? Shaq say, we don't want it. We don't want it. We don't want it. I don't want to see Jasmine hook up with Mr. 740. I don't want to see Mac and Gina go out for coffee. I don't want to see Clint and Dom make their puppies. I don't want to see none of that, or them kissing, or them hooking up, or on wife swap. What is this show turning into? It is so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Married at First Sight, we got to do better, or you got to do better. Something got to give. Like, granted, I'm glad we don't have anybody abusing anyone this season, but this is still pretty bad. It's getting so far from what we wanted, what we grew to love. It's awful. It's awful content. And guess what? Not to beat up on Married at First Sight. They aren't by themselves. There are a lot of reality shows that are sliding down that slippery slope to hell. Like for real. Like for real. The content is whack. It's whack. So pretty much that's all I got for y'all. I feel drained. I'm really done with this. I'm not going to approach this show until the reunion. Maybe the reunion's a 2-part, maybe it's a 1-part, but they got so much. Where are they now? We don't want it. At this point, Married at First Sight is like watching your sick pet die slowly. We don't want it. We want love to flourish. We want people to connect and grow. You know, all the good things that brought us. We want to see people fight through their little quirks and battles and come together and work through it through great communication. We don't want this. This is sad. This is sick. It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. It's awful. Tina Bree, they are stretching it out like a rubber band. They're stretching it out. It's awful. It's awful. Let me send a shout to DC Native, one of my neighbors' hometown. I got here late. I'm gonna have to restart this live when it ends. DC Native, I appreciate you. Anytime you step in the building, better late than never, but never late is better. But anytime you here, we having a good time. We here, so I appreciate you. You know, I just don't say that for just to be saying it. I'm not like Airris or Shaq. You know why I say it. Y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you here with me. I really appreciate that, and I really mean it. I mean that, because guess what? It's other people, other contents got lives going on before, after, during, whatever. But if you stop by here and show love, what more can I ask for? I'm not like Shaq. I don't have to be, oh, you support me. You weren't there for me. You was on somebody else's live. You weren't there for me. I'm not going to do that. When you show up for me, show up for us. This is our channel. This is our thing. So again, thank y'all for coming out on this live once again on Friday night lives. Let me say it one more time, because I don't know what I'm gonna ever say it again. High kicks and glow sticks are usually on Wednesday night, and it lasts till midnight. Shaq lives 17 minutes away from the house. Anyway, yeah. So yeah, I appreciate y'all coming through. We're gonna be doing this once again next Friday night live. And if I for some reason if I can't make it, we got to do it on Saturday. But we're gonna try to stick and stay consistent with Friday night live. Again, thank y'all for coming out. I appreciate everything. All the YouTube content creators, all the Dub fam. Glad to see y'all. Y'all lit up the chat. I appreciate it. I need it. If you came in late, rewatch it. This live was great energy. It was funny too. It was funny too. So I'm gonna say it again, just in case y'all ain't hear it in the back. Y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it. Good night, Dub fam. See y'all.